Good day, Las Vegas, and welcome back to Vegas Vibes, giving you a peek at what's grooving and brewing in the music, pageantry, live production, and fascinating scenes in the city that never sleeps. And I'm your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. I would like to thank the hundreds of thousands of loyal viewers of Vegas Vibes on Vegas Live TV, ACTV, WCTV, and BingeNetworks.tv, especially those watching on my favorite devices, Roku, Kodi, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung and LG Smart TVs, the recently added Pizzazz.tv, and of course, in my very own website, VegasVibes.us. Please continue to support my show as well as my Vegas Vibes network by telling your friends to like Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I also would like to thank the millions of visitors who came to Vegas this month as we continue to celebrate the Vegas Vibes moment that Las Vegas is fully but cautiously open. We continue to encourage all locals and visitors to be more responsible in dealing with the extension of the pandemic, so we can all reap the benefits of safer and peaceful community. We hope to continue seeing familiar faces when we watch mega concerts and major sports events live and in person, even with our mask on. When Vegas Vibes returns, I will be interviewing Jef Flores, a Filipino-American theater actor, singer, and songwriter. He has performed in various theaters and stages in the Philippines and won awards in some of them, but he's from Maryland, so he's eyeing the Broadway scene in New York. Let's check him out, so don't go away. Welcome back. Las Vegas remains to host the best and the biggest resorts in the globe, and some of the best entertainers in the world live right here in this great city. It's bursting in the seams with creative juices, and those mega live productions can't forever be parked in the shade, so keep coming to Vegas. There's danger everywhere, even in your own closet, so keep coming, but be vigilant and careful all the time, even if you're fully vaccinated. When you see a particular show or live event you like, book it without delay as tickets will come and go super fast. You snooze, you lose, so be on the lookout always. In a few moments, I will be joined by Jef Flores, who just came back from the Philippines on a 10-year stint with theater and production companies, playing various roles and winning awards. He's back in America and ready to entertain both Filipino-American and mainstream audiences. He aspires to be in Broadway someday. My interview of Jef Flores coming up next, so freeze that remote until Vegas Vibes returns. Welcome back to Vegas Vibes. On Vegas Vibes, we feature amazingly talented people from many walks of life who contribute to making our world a better place by getting involved with their communities and the many other incredible things that they do. And on that note, here with us today is a singer-songwriter and an award-winning actor. Let's find out what ignited his true inner passion in pursuing a career in performing arts. Hello, Mr. Jef Flores.
Hi, it's good to be here. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, of course, everybody's dying to know what actually started it all for you. Like, when did you discover your passion for music? And
for music? We had an organ in the house. It was like a piano. My dad is a fixer-upper. He likes to collect junk. And so we had a piano, it's like a toy organ. And I would sound out Christmas carols. I really like Christmas music. So from there, they realized that I had an ear for music, and then I started getting into lots of instruments, piano and violin. And I was always a musical baby. But around 2012, that's when I was on a trip to the Philippines, and I was enthralled by the art scene. Everyone's so talented. Everyone has the gift of song. So I thought I would stay and explore my artistic side. And that's where I really flourished as an artist, because in the Philippines, it's all spirit, it's all music, it's all art. And that's where I've spent the last 10 years.
So did you audition?
I
Or what
did.
did you
I,
do
I auditioned for a Disney show with Repertory Philippines. It was called Camp Rock. So they needed a Jonas brother, and I looked like a Jonas brother though. So that was my first show. So I entered at a weird time in Philippine theater. Like there were a lot of talents that had just gone abroad, cruise ships to Hong Kong Disneyland, because the Philippines exports talent nonstop. Everyone knows they export nurses and teachers and doctors, but also singers, cruise ships and stuff like that. So a lot of the male talents in that year had just gone off to Hong Kong Disneyland, and I just so happened to sneak in, and I said, "Hey, I'm new here. Can you use me?" And I got lucky. They got me, and I fell in love with the theater. So I took a bunch of odd jobs as a musician, as a performer. I played in a casino band. I did a little bit of runway modeling, and I did a commercial in my first month. Like that's all my first month there. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stay here and see how far this road goes. And it was beautiful.
So you have done it for like 8 years?
Yeah, about 9 years. I round to 10 because it's more, but the past 9 years.
So what was it like for you?
What, as a growing performer? Oh, it's very busy because I'm a theater actor, and we have very short runs of shows. Here in the US, you'll do a Hamilton, and it's all year round, non-stop, Tuesday through Sunday. There's always Hamilton running. Phantom of the Opera, there's always Phantom of the Opera running. Cats is year round. In the Philippines, we run a show for a month, and then we go on to the next show. So I think it's incredible training because we pick up a script, we read it, we work it, we do the show, and then next month there's another show. So there's always shows, there's always auditions, and you always switch directors, and you always have different teachers. So I've learned from a lot of different people, a lot of very talented people, and they don't always agree. So as an artist or a craftsman, people like to use the word like craft. I don't want to be too artsy-fartsy about it, but everyone has a different way of cooking it. So one director will be very technical, will want you to do something one way, and another director will want you to do it a completely different way. And I think in my time as a theater actor, I've learned that you have to adjust to your surroundings and your crew. Like whoever you're with, that's a different thing. It's a different vibe, and you have to adjust.
I've seen your bio, and you have done quite a lot of shows. What kind of training or education have you taken
prior
to equip yourself?
For
and
those
eventually won awards.
I don't see. When I was like in high school here in the States, like I was creative. I did like improv comedy, which is like great theater training. I took drama class, but I don't really feel like what the actor I am today is built solely on what I experienced in the Philippines. Like the Philippines is the whole package. It is the introduction and the training and the polishing. It's like, because they just throw you in, and if you don't swim, you sink.
You learn as you go.
You learn as you go, and if you don't learn fast enough, you get yelled at.
And that's the best teacher experience.
Yeah, we have there's like old school. So they say, oh, we're a little old school in the Philippines, which means that you're going to learn the hard way. You learn everything the hard way.
So from music, from composing songs, singing, and you was shifted to acting.
Yes. I always felt like a musician and a composer, but after following my artistic fate, I believe that acting chose me.
Yes,
so
you're destined.
Yeah. I'm more naturally gifted at acting than I am naturally gifted at music.
Do you see yourself doing something else?
No. I mean, I didn't see myself as a theater actor. And all of the things that I've done, I didn't like dream board or manifest. So I'm kind of like a go with the flow kind of person, and all of the beautiful things that I've accomplished, they just kind of happened. So at the same time, I get comfortable in a lot of situations. So I really loved the rhythm of doing a show and then auditioning for something, and here comes a new opportunity, and trying that and trying this, and like such is showbiz. And I miss it dearly because in the past year and a half, past 2 years, it's changed. It's a completely different thing. So I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that I'm ready for it.
And what is that? What are you striving for?
Oh, anything and everything. I'm a very vague person, so I'd like to continue being an actor. I'd like to try Broadway. I'd like to succeed on Broadway in New York, but that's tough, and that's a whole nother thing. I'd like to write songs for people, because as well as being an actor, I produce music. So I like to give people access to their music. Like, a lot of people listen to songs on the radio and they say, oh, I have a feeling that hasn't quite been expressed yet, and I don't have the musical skill or the computer skill to record that song and make that song a reality. And I like making that song a reality for people. So in the past year and a half, I've been producing music for people, and that brings me great joy. And I'd like to produce music that eventually gets on the radio, that eventually gets heard, even if it's not like my name, even if it's not my music. So that's another thing that I do. That's another piece of what I am.
So you mentioned about it gives you great joy. So what kind of fulfillment do you get from acting and producing songs?
From acting? From acting, the audience, you can feel them. So sometimes you have to adjust rhythms and pacing and emphasis, and depending on what you feel, like that tension that you feel with the audience, because like they're listening to you and you're trying to build a connection with them in every moment that they spend in the theater. And after the show, you can talk to them, and the message of the show will have touched them in some way. So I've met with audience members who said, the show entertained me, and I had so much fun, and I want to bring my family and my children and my friends. I've met with audience members that said, this show broke my heart. It made me think about how I treat my loved ones. It made me want to go back to church and change my life. And I've had people come up to me and say that this show shook me to my core, and I am going to be more aware of like social issues. I'm going to be more aware of the AIDS epidemic. I'm going to be more aware of gay issues, or because these are the types of topics that we cover in some shows. So, because like there's a couple reasons to do a show. You either entertain, or you make change. And so sometimes you're just there to entertain people, and sometimes you're there to change people and deliver a message. And both are valid reasons, and I like to do half and half. So I'd like to get back to that. The same goes for music. Because, for example, if you are a musician and you want to write a song, if I help you write that song, then you have something that you can just listen to and say, that's mine. That's mine, and it says what's inside me more than anything else does. And that's very special to you. And then when you start sharing it, if somebody likes that song, then they're connected to you now. And that is the gratification for me. That's what makes art priceless.
It sounds to me that you're not just focused on your craft or on yourself, but also you're focused on helping others.
I like making people happy, you know. So, because a lot of people are isolated in this era, in this time, and feeling a connection with somebody is important. It's so important. It keeps us sane, and it keeps us alive. And in whatever medium I go into, whether I'm acting or where I'm making music, I like to help people, because, you know, making songs, it never hurt nobody. So that's how I feel about it.
I'm sure there have been challenges that you had to overcome. What are they? What were they?
Well, it doesn't always go to plan, you know, because I can talk about, oh yeah, we do a show and the audience liked it. Yeah, but that's forgetting about the times that I sucked. That's forgetting about the times that I forgot lines, or that I was bad, or that I sang out of tune. It wasn't always roses and daisies. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
I make mistakes.
Are you the type of person who's hard on yourself when you make mistakes?
Yes and no. Yeah, yes and no.
How do you deal with that?
You
Especially
just
when
have
people
to,
are criticizing you for it.
Oh yeah, and then there's critics. How do you deal with critics? I've always had something to do afterwards. So I've always been busy, and it's easy to ignore critics because you look forward. So if I mess up the Friday show and a critic writes about it and he goes, Jef Flores wasn't very good, I said, okay, cool. I have to do a show tomorrow. So
The show must go on.
The show must go on. We're just going to focus on tomorrow. So, and I think that's the hard part about living in an era where there are no more shows, where you don't have any more projects, where Broadway is dark, where all theaters around the world are dark. Since I don't have another theater project to look forward to, this is the time where I can dwell on my mistakes. So I think back about all the good things I've done and say, oh, I remember when we sang and everyone clapped and it was great. And then I also remember when I did a show, nobody liked it, and it was my fault. So,
how did you build that confidence in you? Especially theater is hard.
I don't find myself to be a confident person, actually.
No?
I don't think so. I'm not the type.
Because there's no retake, right?
There's no retake. There's no retake, but it's survival instinct will cover for a lot of insecurity. So I'm shy. I'm introverted. I'm not the most social person in the world.
So how did you deal with that? How did you get up on the stage and act
It
when
was
you're very shy?
because
How do you deal with the stage fright?
I never did.
No anxiety performances?
Always.
Oh.
No, always. It's always anxious. I'm anxious right now, but like I'm finding ways to deal with it. It's like you can't see what's going on in my shoes. I'm like my toes are going, like I'm squeezing my hands. Stage fright exists in me, and I think
You just hide it well.
I've been doing it for a while, so yeah, I hide it better than others. There are some people who do not have stage fright, and I envy them. I look at them and I go, I wish I could perform like you do. I wish I could just be the type to just jump up on the stage at any moment. But my art constructs itself in a different way, I suppose.
So what personal passion project are you working on right now?
I'm writing, I have this interesting, I'm not allowed to talk about that. Okay, so I have this project, and it's a musical collaboration project, and the whole concept about it is that you don't know who wrote it. So there's that. I don't think I'm gonna spoil it. I don't think people are gonna trace this back to me. But, so I'm working on an album with 3 or 4 people. I'm working on a solo album for an old friend that I reunited with last week. And mostly just music. I'm getting deeper into exploring like my music, my sound, and I'm also rewriting a musical. I'm writing a musical. So as a person who's been in the theater for years, like eventually you get the temptation to say, I can make my own musical. So I've been working on this musical for about 4 or 5 years. And I'm hoping that in the next couple months I can build it up into its final form. And so we'll find out where that goes. I'm also writing a 2-man show. It's like a duet with my friend, a brilliant actor, a good friend of mine. Everything is in construction mode. But yeah, a lot of really odd projects here and there. So,
if there's anything that you would suggest to anyone who would like to be in theater or do songwriting or even create their own.
If there's anyone who wants to go into theater or do it. See, in the past year and a half, I've transitioned into teaching because since we can't really meet in person anymore, Zoom has taken over our lives, and I've taken whatever talents I have and I try to give it to other people through Zoom. And you get a lot of people that you've never seen before because you're not brave enough to walk into the door of a theater and take a class, but you'll be brave enough to click a link and meet someone virtually. And I've met with a lot of people who said, I was just too scared to do it. And I've met some incredible talents who could be professionals, who should be sharing their work, but they always found themselves more academic, or they were too scared, or they were afraid of being judged, or they're afraid of falling flat on their face. And falling flat on your face is part of it, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Take the risk, because I did it, and I am not the poster boy of confidence, and I do not have like an incredible foundation of success, right? I wouldn't prescribe my personality to anyone. Therefore, I say it can be done, because anyone can do it.
Please invite everyone. Where can people find you?
If you want to stalk me, you can find me on social media at Listen to Jef. I spell my name with 1 F, so that's Listen to Jef. And those are my handles on most things. YouTube, Instagram. I don't Twitter. I don't like Twitter. YouTube, Instagram, and also just Facebook. You can just find me on Facebook. My name is Jef Flores.
Jef, please describe your definition of success.
My definition of success? Did you smile today? That's it. It's not my definition of success is if you can go to sleep happy. People have trouble sleeping because they're plagued by things, they're anxious, they're thinking about tomorrow, they're stressed. But the people who sleep soundly, they're the winners. So.
Well, keep smiling, and I wish you all the best, and good luck on your current and future endeavors.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you, Jef Flores. If you want to stalk him, you know where to find him. Well, catch me again next week as I feature another amazing personality here on VegasVibes. hope you enjoyed watching this Vegas Vibes episode as much as I did. Promise to join me again next week on the same fabulous Vegas Vibes channel. And to all our global viewers out there, let me remind you that Las Vegas is not just about the world-renowned Strip or the famous Fremont Street experience in the vibrant downtown district. It has real people, a lot of them musicians, live entertainers, and those involved in the world of pageantry. And to the people here in the Valley who work hard each day to make Las Vegas a global brand. I would like to feature you and your cool story right here in Vegas Vibes, either in the studio or online via Zoom. If you believe that's you, please email me now at vegasvibes1@gmail.com. Before I go, I would like to thank my wardrobe sponsor, Anne Fontaine, located at the Forum Shops of Caesars Palace. Anne Fontaine is now open for business as well. You may call Ms. Anna Billings at 702-733-6205 to make an appointment. And now for my favorite segment, the Vegas Vibes Closet. Yes, it features an intricate selection of health and beauty products which I personally use. And this week I have for you the Alanis Pro Collagen Marine Cream SPF 30. It is the ultimate 3-in-1 anti-wrinkle moisturizer that improves hydration and firmness while protecting the skin from sun exposure. This super moisturizing yet ultra light gel cream delivers powerful sun protection, quenches thirsty skin, and increases hydration by up to 253% in 1 hour. Formulated with powerful marine and plant actives including Padina pavonica, chlorella, and ginkgo biloba. The advanced formula is clinically proven to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles in 2 weeks. It also helps to improve the look of firmness and elasticity for skin that looks smooth and rejuvenated. I am so pleased with this Alanis product and has become one of my favorite moisturizers and daily sunscreen, as it leaves my skin feeling hydrated and so soft without feeling greasy. Plus, it gives my skin a healthy glow and fine lines are less visible. Check it out, ladies! Below is the link if you wish to learn more about it or purchase it without any delay. Search for Vegas Vibes Closet. Follow Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, or check out vegasvibes.us for updates and announcements. Once again, I am your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. Thank you for watching. Mwah!
This has been a presentation of VATV.